tomorrow the whole day.
Okay. Well, I've started celebrating Christmas. Guys, happy Christmas. Look who it is. It's us.
Yay.
I'd say
Christmas!
Here's a Merry Christmas.
Clara. Feliz Navidad. Oh, it's Que Royale.
It's Key Royale. So, guys, me and Clara have obviously only very recently come back from Paris, and we discovered we have a Eurovoxx tradition. Whenever we go away, we always have, Jess, what do we always have?
Alcohol, of course.
Well, more specifically, we always have to find a mojito. So wherever we are, no matter which Eurovision we're at, we have to have it's like a Eurovoxx tradition. We always have a mojito. But in Paris, me and Clara discovered Key Royale, which is cassis, and some people do it with prosecco, some people do it with champagne. This is a cheap version with prosecco. Is prosecco a lot cheaper than champagne? I'm sure it is, but anyway, so this is Key Royale. So this is it's kind of like our new drink, isn't it? And Jess, we look forward to getting you to try Key Royale. And
I'm excited.
When you come over to Italy in May, you'll be having Key Royale as well, and mojito, and we'll do some Eurovision stuff as well.
I was going to say we better keep the mojito tradition alive because I also really like mojitos.
Oh, yes.
Woo! The Mojito Eurovoxx Club.
Yeah, but it has to be a good mojito. But anyway, guys, if you are tuning in, we know everyone's very busy with Christmas, and some of you that celebrate Christmas will have started celebrating tonight, such as myself. And I know that Christmas Eve is kind of the night that a lot of you celebrate rather than Christmas Day. But Merry Christmas, guys. Happy Christmas. I can't believe another year has passed since we've done our last Christmas Live. And that was the end of a weird year because we didn't have a Eurovision that year, and since then we've had a Eurovision, we've had a Junior Eurovision, we've been to both. It's been amazing, lots to talk about, and we're going to be talking about our highlights from this year. But let's just go to the live chat. We've got Sarah O'Halloran. Hey Sarah, Merry Christmas to you. We've got Joanne Johnson. Hey Joanne, Merry Christmas. We've got Bukur. You're talking about FIK, which is coming up in a few days, of course. We will be there. And you're saying Ranella for the win with Secret. I hope I said that right. We've got James Lewis. Hey, James. Happy Christmas. Right, I'm going to give this a go. Buon Natale e felice anno nuovo.
Oh, Buon Natale a ti también.
And yes, always lots of love for Italy from Team Eurovoxx. But guys, first of all, you ready for Christmas?
Of course.
Yes.
It's my favorite time of year after Eurovision.
Really?
Yeah. I literally wish it could be Christmas every day. I love it so much.
I just wish it could be Eurovision every day. It's my Christmas.
We can have one day Eurovision, one day Christmas. And
okay.
That's essentially heaven for Eurofans.
Yeah, well, really, our Christmas starts in a few days' time, doesn't it? With Festivali Kunges in Albania.
Well, this year's been different though because we already have two songs, which is not normally the case.
I know this year's messed up. As if COVID hadn't done enough to the world, it's also messed up our Eurovision calendar. But I don't mind. It's great getting two songs. And Albania is going to be selecting the third song on the 29th of December. So we've got the three shows, 27th, 28th, and the 29th. It's really a two-way race, I guess people would say, between Ranella and Alban. So both kind of fan favourites, but looking forward to seeing who the winner is. It's been a little while since Albania sent a male vocalist. I think the last one was Ugan in 2018, so a good 3 years. But both songs are fantastic. Stu, I know you always closely follow the Albanian national selection.
As closely as I can, because obviously, you miss a lot of things when you don't know the language, but it's definitely one that I like, especially for the fact that it's one of the few that keeps a live orchestra. And because it's, a show that's history precedes its involvement with Eurovision, you can see that there's a lot of their culture that they retain and their traditions that they retain. And it's interesting about this, kind of two-horse race that we're talking about, because I understand why people say that, but often we see surprises when it comes to fic, and the fan favorites, at least for the last few years, the fan favorites are not usually the ones that get chosen, or at least not like the ultimate favorite. There, there's like the second, third, fourth, fifth that usually ends up being the one that wins. But we do always expect surprises from fic. So as much as I think both those songs are really good, I'm trying to figure out which if it's going to be like the other years, what song it's going to be that actually gets chosen.
Yeah, Clara, I guess if you were going by kind of the fan reactions on the socials, it would be Alban. But Stuart is quite right in saying that we often get a surprise.
Yeah, I think also Alban, because of the target audience that Eurovision normally is directed to, or has is famous for. I think that's why Alban is so popular. But like his voice is amazing, and the song is really catchy. It's really catchy. It's really epic. But I also love how Ronela mixes so many music styles in like 3 minutes, and she does it so seamlessly. So that's really cool.
Yeah, Jess, is like musically, Ronela's song is so musically interesting.
Oh
isn't
yeah,
it?
but then I think also, speaking of the other fan favorite Alban, he has lots of traditional elements in his song as well.
Yeah, he's got lots of everything.
Exactly. So, it's going to be exciting to see whether the fan favorite will actually become the favorite and win.
Let's just kind of clear the record that if the song wasn't as good as it was, it's also because of the overlap between Eurofans and the fact that he is a fairly good-looking guy. It wouldn't surprise us.
Somebody has to say it.
But the best part about it is that it is one of the best songs, and in my opinion, and seems to be kind of a well accepted opinion. But again, we'll have to see what it's like live. We'll have to see what the other songs look like live. So yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, and what I have to say is that both of them sound very Albanian, and that's always very important to me. They're not going for something generic that doesn't represent them. Let's say hello to Clavs. Hey, Clavs. As Lordy said, merry blah 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 to you all. Merry blah 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 to you all. I think the more we talk, the less I'm going to be able to get my words out, because I have had a couple of Key Royales already tonight. But hey, we're celebrating. And Julio says Feliz Navidad, Clara, as well. Vertin, I have to say you've come to the wrong channel, because we're always talking about Eurovision. If you want to talk movies, I can't wait to see Ghostbusters Afterlife. I'm so excited about watching that movie, and it's all my nephew has been talking about as well the past couple of days. Has anyone seen it yet? Or is anyone going to see it?
I haven't even seen the original.
What was that?
Go, Jess.
I haven't even seen the original Ghostbusters, so yeah.
I'm more of a TV series. I'm more of a Netflix series person. And yesterday I watched the second season of Emily in Paris. Like I finished it in one day. The plot is Lucas Bravo. That's all I'm saying. It's Gabriel, the hot chef. That's the whole plot.
Jess, I literally need to lock you in a room for a month at some point and just make you do stuff.
There are so many classic movies I've never seen.
Yeah, I'm going to make you a list. If you haven't watched Ghostbusters, you've literally shocked me. Stu, are you excited about Ghostbusters Afterlife? See, Ventina, you've got your wish now. We're literally not talking about Eurovision.
I'm going to be honest. I didn't even know that there was a new Ghostbusters movie. I've just been focused on so many other things. And I also feel like right now pop culture is just so big that it's impossible to follow it all unless somebody's paying you lots of money and you're only doing it at like a, a somewhat superficial level. But I'm definitely going to look into that and, probably see it. Why not?
We have to say hello to Nicola. May your new year be loco. We're hoping 2022 is going to be loco.
We could even do the choreography with our Santa hats.
Yeah. Mine's not moving. Mine's a bit.
That kind of hurts my neck, so I'm not going to do that anymore.
Let's have a look. Sarah Halloran, you think Lights Off will do well? I quite like Lights Off. It's very hard to tell, though, because we've only got 2 songs so far. and we'll see what happens with Bulgaria, whether they stick to the same song or whether they change it after some of the fan reactions, because it's been quite negative. So they've got time if they want to change their entry. Let's have a look. Saul Brown, you're saying that EBU have contacted the Azeri broadcaster over a breach of the rules at Junior Eurovision. Could there be sanctions placed against them? Well, if rules have been broken, I don't know about this though.
Yeah, they broadcast the Armenian song, or like they didn't perform.
The Azerbaijani broadcaster, the commentators were speaking throughout the Armenian performance, which is against the rules. And then at the end, they didn't really properly acknowledge Armenia as the winner, I don't think.
Were they talking through her winner's performance, or was it the
actual performance?
The actual competing one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So, so I imagine if that has happened, there may be sanctions. But anyway, let's talk about positive things because it's Christmas. Hello to ESE Manga. How you doing? Just to confirm, I meant lock her in a room on her own and make her watch some of the movies that she's not seen. If you know, just like we do, there's so many things that she's not experienced.
But she's way overage, so this is allowed.
Yeah, it's legal.
And I'm
not sure what that implies is allowed for any age.
I would get her to agree to be. I'm not going to lock her in, right? She's free to leave. Let's just clarify. Buku, you're saying no final for Bulgaria this year. Well, like I said, we have only got 2 songs, but yeah, we will see.
We still hope there might be a song change.
Yeah, there's so much talent in Bulgaria. So many great voices, so many people that are involved in the music industry there. It's an interesting choice for them. But like I said, maybe they will see some of the fan feedback and they might change their songs, because you've got 6 like really well-established musicians in Intelligent Music Project. So they've got time to come up with something great. We know the talent is there and the experience. So let's see what happens. Watch this space.
Can I ask,
sorry.
Merry Christmas. But I wanted to ask, has it ever been the case where a song has been released, like, officially confirmed by Eurovision, they've put it out on the channel and then they change it? Has that ever happened before?
Yes.
Yeah, one word, Belarus.
Yeah.
Which year?
2005, 2010, and 2013.
Oh, so
and 2011.
Ukraine as well, I think, had changed their entry at one point.
Yeah, in 2010,
might be the same singer, Alyosha,
by some guy. Then apparently the song was illegible, so they had a national final with the guy in it and other people, and then Alyosha won.
Okay.
Yeah. Did she sing the same song that she sung at the?
I believe so.
Well,
I think so.
Oh, I can't remember. Guys in the live chat, let us know. Other than Belarus and Ukraine, any song changes? I'm sure there've been more than that as well. I just can't recall them. Let's say hello to Sanya. Hey, in Croatia. How you doing? Merry Christmas and Merry Fickmas. Looking forward to that in a few days' time. Hey, Mr. System. Happy Christmas to you. Will Ireland ever win another Eurovision?
Anything's possible.
They've got the talent, and based on an interview I heard with the head of delegation, they're putting in the effort, and especially after this year, it was second last overall, but it was a really good effort. It was just a shame that it was, they've kind of, didn't get the execution down. And like, I really liked Maps. I really loved what they were doing on stage. The unfortunate reality of both Eurovision and the entertainment industry is that you don't get points only for ambition. You have to follow through with execution. So, as long as they are putting forth that kind of effort, then I will always be a supporter. I don't think they necessarily need to win anytime soon, but obviously, people, they definitely want to see Ireland at least get their get a place back in the game, right?
Yeah, and it was such a strong year as well, wasn't it? This year, it was insane, the quality and the standards of the entries. It was going to be tough for lots of people, but I think we will see Ireland. Maybe if they don't win, I'm sure we'll definitely see them in the top 10 in the next couple of years. I really hope so.
Yeah,
too.
it'll happen, definitely.
Bukur is saying, Iroloska changed her song as well. Chameleon to Walk Out of Water, of course. So that was only that was 2016, I think. So in the past 5 years, I think that's probably the most recent one that's changed.
I think so.
If we don't,
hey, Emma Keenan over in. Oh, sorry.
No, I said if we don't count the Belarusian fiasco this year.
Oh yeah, but that's different. I'm pretending like that didn't happen.
Yeah. It's have to say hello to Emma Kiernan in Canada. Hey, Merry Christmas to you, and thank you so much for supporting us and watching it. We want to use this time as well to say thank you to everyone that has watched us over the past year. It's been an incredible year for Eurovision. It's been a fantastic year for us. We had the opportunity to go to both Rotterdam and Paris this year amongst, really heavy restrictions, which we're really grateful for. And we wouldn't be able to do that. We wouldn't bother doing that if you guys didn't watch us and keep supporting us. So a huge thank you to everyone that has watched us and commented and interacted with us on our socials individually, has come and said hello to us. When you see us at events, because it really does. That's always the favourite part of what we do, is meeting the people that actually watch us and read our website and interact with us. It's always we always say it's the most special part of what we do, getting to meet other fans and make new friends. So thank you very much for that lovely comment, Emma. And Merry Christmas to you and a great New Year as well. I was going to say we won't talk to you before the New Year, but we will, because we've got Fick coming up in a few days' time. Sarah O'Halloran, this is a very important question. This is going to take some thought. Favorite Christmas movies, guys?
Elf.
Oh yeah, Elf's good.
Cool.
Nice.
I'm gonna say Harry Potter because it has Christmas during the movie.
Oh, Clara, that's not a Christmas movie.
The thing is, I don't watch movies. I barely watch TV series. I barely watch anything.
Have you seen Love Actually?
I don't even watch a video sometimes.
Have you watched Love Actually? Because that's even got a Eurovision connection.
Yes, I've watched that one. Like very, very long time ago.
I had to.
I'm just not.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
No, I had to think a bit about what the Eurovision connection was. And then I remembered I'm forgetting her name, but Portugal 1996.
Is it
Lucia Moniz.
Yes.
Moniz. Yeah.
I have to be honest. I like Christmas movies. There isn't one that I watch repeatedly as a tradition, but the Christmas special that I watch pretty much every year is the Mr. Bean Christmas special, where he's playing with the nativity scene, and then he's conducting the orchestra, and then he puts a turkey on his head. Christmas is not Christmas without Mr. Bean.
I'm not
okay, sure the Christmas movie I watch is my family sitting at the table and seeing how the whole thing develops.
There you go. It unfolds like a movie before your eyes.
Oh well, mine is.
We're a Basilian Cabreras, so yeah, that's what happens.
Mine has to be Santa Claus the movie. I don't know if people will know that one because it's like an 80s one with Dudley Moore actually. Yeah, and if you haven't seen it, watch it because it's just so Christmassy. It's so lovely. Jess, favorite Christmas movie?
Elf.
Oh, you said sorry, Elf, of course. Look, see, this is why I love sharing these lives with you guys.
Oh, they did.
Albania changed song in 2015. Of course, they did.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Well, I guess what I was wondering is because I know that sometimes there's a period of time between something like Fick or let's say Sanremo when the artist wins and they're not confirmed to actually go to Eurovision with that song. So I guess what I was wondering is how often it's been that they have gone through the steps of saying yes, this is the song, and then walked back from that and said, no, actually, this is the song, which, as you've mentioned, has happened a few times. So,
yeah, and I have to say, actually, with El Haida in 2015, I actually really liked DL, the original song that won FIK. I don't know if you've seen that one, Stu.
I think I heard a part of it, but I'm a big fan of I'm Alive, and like there's something about the way that song was written, and I know that when it came to the live, I believe she was sick or something, so she wasn't able to deliver it as well. But given that, she still did amazingly, like better than most people would do with some throat issues, and it's something that only a very, very, very skilled singer can pull off, I think.
Yeah, and she's got an amazing set of lungs on her as well. Yeah. I mean, the original song that she won with was kind of this big ballad, and she was really belting it out. I might have to go and watch that now because it's been a long time since I've seen that song. Saul Brown, you're saying Ireland having a national final is giving you hope for their future at ESC. Yes, and Jamie, you're saying Ireland have had 200 songs sent in, apparently. I'll be really interested to see when they have kind of the final set of songs that are going to be competing, how diverse the shortlist is. And I would really like something completely different for Ireland this year.
Okay. I would love something very Irish sounding, but not in a cheesy 2005 way. But something more like similar to Maps, I guess. It was like a great pop song that had a bit of an Irish feel to it.
Yeah, because they did go. Do you remember? Were they called Devlin or something?
Dervish.
Yes, and they had the song about a spring or summer.
They can't stop the spring.
Did they get through?
Yeah, they automatically qualified because they were top 10 the year before.
Oh yeah, okay. I mean that was very Irish, but yeah, I'm quite hyped about Ireland because, as Stuart said, they are putting in a lot of effort, it seems, and really excited to see what they come up with. Fernanda Costa, Bom Natal, Feliz Ano Novo, and Viva Portugal. Yes, have great season holidays, guys, and we will see you next year, maybe in Turin. Fernanda, will you be there?
Yeah.
Hey, Alioth, Feliz Navidad. Klaus, you're telling us Home Alone. Oh, I forgot about Home Alone. Also has one of my favourite Christmas songs as well by Darlene Love, All Alone for Christmas. Joanne Johnson, you're loving the Scrooge movie with Alistair Sim and Christmas Vicar of Dibley, which is a very British comedy. Hey, Eurovision Portugal, Feliz Natal. Am I saying that right, Stu?
Yeah.
Yes. I'm not the best person to ask. I do speak Portuguese somewhat. And actually, my partner's mom is visiting from Brazil, and they haven't seen each other for now 2.5 years. So I'm definitely putting it to use and realizing just how much work I have to do. But it sounds good to me.
Hello to Adrian Petrakowski. Merry Christmas to you. Saul is saying Banshee. It's funny you mentioned this because me and Clara were talking about this song when we were in Paris.
Because there is a part. There was a part in Maui's I think his name was Maui.
Yeah.
Mayu.
Sorry, I swapped the vocals. Mayu's song that it had some backing vocals that sounded like Banshee. So every time it came on, I was like, ah.
I didn't hear that. I have to listen back.
There was a line. Do you remember when it's like Sherry or something like
Yeah,
that?
it's like Sherry part. Yes.
Because I'm sure she was trying to teach us that when we were in Gliwice a couple of years ago. Very important question for you, Clara. What do you think about Spain in Junior Eurovision this year?
Well, I think we had the right artist. I think we had the right crew. We just didn't have the right song. I don't think the song was good enough or as good as the other years that Spain had taken part in Junior Eurovision. I think the song is the centerpiece. You can do so much. You can have a great staging. You can have a great performer. But if the raw material is not good enough, it doesn't matter how many smoke and mirrors you put around to distract the viewer. If it's not, the song is not there. The song is not there, and that does not take away from Levy being a great performer.
Yeah, and there was a lovely image shared as well of him giving Nico from Georgia a hug after the contest because I think Nico seemed quite upset from what you can tell from the image. It's often hard to tell, but as well, it just kind of really reminds you that these are kids as well. Some of them sort of as young as 9. I think 9 is the youngest. Jess,
Yeah.
So yeah, he was a great artist. Clara, you got to speak to him in Paris, of course. Really charismatic, and you just based on meeting him, you just really wanted him to do well, didn't you?
And Fourth, I don't know why he was upset, because Fourth is not a place to be upset about.
For Nico.
Yeah.
I presume.
I meant Levy.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I spoke to both. That's why I was confused for a second. But I mean, he was the best in Spain. He won the kids, so the voice kids. So he's a winner. Whatever, like he's a winner, like the Spanish winner. That doesn't take away from his achievement.
Yeah, definitely. Emma Kiernan, you're saying you have no idea why Ireland have only had one actual Eurovision song in Irish. Okay, that was in 1972. They need to try sending a modern song in Irish. I wonder how that would go down.
I don't know. I think one thing that this year has taught us is that language is not as critical as people realize. And I think like the most important thing is that the language that you choose is the best way at communicating the emotion. And I think about the conversation that I had with Neve from Portugal, who for the most part puts out music in English, but also has some in Portuguese. And like he sort of sees it as like a creative tool. It's like when I need to express myself this way, I express it in English. But then sometimes there's certain things that can only be expressed with Portuguese. So, you know, I think it's quite common to see that Eurovision fans want diversity of languages and stuff. But ultimately, I think it just depends on what the artist does with the words and how it helps them communicate the emotion behind the song.
You have to think as well that a lot of these artists they're trying to use Eurovision as a platform for their careers. So I think some of them might see putting themselves out there using Irish language in their song on that huge platform might restrict them somewhat. So I can understand why some artists choose English. Obviously, the Irish language as well maybe isn't so well known to the ear as other languages that we may hear in Eurovision, such as Italian, for instance, French, some of the Slavic languages. So yeah, it'd be interesting. I don't see it happening this year for Ireland. I do think an English language. So this Kilroy has really getting to me now. Which have another an English language song. But yeah, I'll be all for an Irish language song. But saying that, it's great to hear it at Junior Eurovision. That's what I really like about Junior Eurovision is the countries do have to send songs partly or mostly in their own national languages. So yeah, there we go. ESC Manga, I can't say Palante without doing a little dance move. Yeah, that was a great song for Spain last year. I'm just sad that we didn't get to experience that in an arena, obviously, because they were all recorded performances. We've got Denise from the Netherlands. Hey, happy Christmas to you as well. Thank you so much for joining us. Like we said before, guys, if you are just joining us, we want to say a huge thank you to you for all your support over the past year. And I did say about half an hour ago that we're going to talk about our Eurovision highlights, and we haven't talked about them at all. So before we wrap up, because we all want to go and celebrate Christmas, just as you guys at home will, who's going to give me their Eurovision highlight? So, or their highlight of the year that's related to Eurovision and Junior Eurovision. Jess, should I come to you first?
Of course. I guess my highlight would be just the fact that we actually had Eurovision and Junior Eurovision. Because last year, obviously, it was cancelled. Then Junior was a little bit different. So the fact that, people could travel there, they could perform there. We had a show that resembled something more normal and something that, where COVID doesn't exist was just wonderful to experience. So, yeah, we had 2 great shows with 2 great winners. And I would say that's my highlight.
Stu, how about you?
I mean, I definitely have to echo what Jess said. The fact that Eurovision even happened under the current circumstances, because, the future is always uncertain in this pandemic. We definitely didn't think that we would be still in it after 2 years. So the fact that it happened is really fantastic and special, and hopefully that next year's show can be, at least that level of free to happen. I think more specifically, of course, I was a big fan of Goe. And the fact that they were not only achieved such a great result, but have been really embraced by Eurovision fans and by other people was a real, not necessarily a surprise, but it made me really happy for them. The fact that they are now kind of icons, and it's. I'm very excited by what they're going to be doing in the future, what Ukraine as a country is going to be bringing, going forward now that they've kind of set a new precedent for what Ukraine can do at Eurovision. But yeah, certainly that was my highlight this year.
And what was really lovely is when obviously you couldn't be there with us in Rotterdam this year. And what was really lovely is when we did get to meet Goe, they were asking about you. They're, where's Stuart? Yeah. And I thought that was really lovely. So yeah, you also had a fan in Goe as well. So let's just quickly say hello before we've gone to Clara, to ESC Matt Gaga. Hello to you. And Dennis, I have to read this out. Keep doing what you're doing in 2022. You're the most positive-minded Eurovision blog out there. Don't change. And I hope you will continue with the same enthusiasm next year. We're not going to lose it, but it's all because of you guys. Because if you guys weren't giving us these lovely comments and supporting us and watching our videos, we would stop doing this probably. So yeah, thank you so much for your support, Dennis. And of course, we'll be back for 2022. We don't go to sleep when it comes to Eurovision. So make sure you keep tuning into the videos. Clara, your highlight.
Oh, I have two highlights. My first highlight is I don't know, 3 minutes before Måneskin was announced to win, like when we were in the press center, like swaying in our chairs, and it was like this very tense moment. And then they announced the points, and everyone like burst, like shouting, screaming, jumping, and we have on video, and it's on the YouTube channel. And then going through the comments of like Italian people that don't know us, and think, like reading the comments, like who are these random people? Who are these? Why are they Italian? Italy won if they are not Italian. Like, what is this? What's going on? So that I was reading those comments for a few weeks because there was a lot, and that made me laugh a lot. And also because I was very hysterically shouting, and I didn't realize I could be one of those people. And the second highlight was my trip to Bulgaria, to Sofia, where I was. The Eurovision Bulgaria kindly invited us to fly over, and I had never been to Bulgaria, so that was fantastic.
You guys know that I could never choose. One. So. Mine, my first,
because we all did. You have to choose one because we all did.
Clara had two.
Fine.
Okay, you can have 2 or 3 maybe, because you're, the big boss.
You're the boss.
Well, I have to say that the first one, and I will join 2 into 1 then. But it has to be really being able to actually go to Rotterdam and to Paris for Eurovision and Junior Eurovision this year. And it was even quite scary for us really, because we weren't sure what it was going to be like. Obviously COVID was the cases were quite high in the Netherlands, and it was almost up until the last minute we weren't sure whether we were going to be able to go or not, because restrictions were changing regularly in the UK, so I didn't know if I'd be able to travel. And I think just being there, being able to experience what felt like a pretty normal Eurovision, just with less people, really, was amazing. And that's real. That's testament to the work that, especially the Dutch TV stations have done in putting on the show in Rotterdam. Because considering all the restrictions, it was flawless, I think, and great to see Eurovision back on a TV screen. And I know that people that were watching at home were saying, it just seems like a normal Eurovision. And that was, it was very cleverly done, I think. So being able to be at Eurovisions, I'm going to say my unhighlight was not being able to have Jess and Stu there this year. Jess, I've just realised that Paris was the second Eurovision contest that we've been to without you, so it did feel very odd. And Stu, we were so hoping to be able to catch up with you IRL in real life in Rotterdam, because believe it or not, we've never met Stu in real life. So yeah, and the second one for me has to be Måneskin, because for me it was just the best winner. It's kind of it's been great to see their career after Eurovision. It's just on another level compared to any other Eurovision act that has won before. It was refreshing. I love them. It was sexy. I'm glad to see the contest going back to Italy. So that has to be my highlight, I think. But I could have picked about 10 more as well. We have to say to all of the great artists that we've got to get to know and we've got to speak to over the past year, not only from Eurovision and Junior, but also the national selections, and some of them will be coming back to try and win that Eurovision ticket again this year. So yeah, it's just been lovely to get to know some of the people involved in Eurovision, and also the new friends that we've made as well, both in Rotterdam and Paris and in between. We've met some lovely people that we've not met in Paris this year, especially because the press centre was a lot smaller, so there was a chance to mingle a bit more. And the Eurovision community, it can be very negative sometimes, but it's also one of the nicest communities to be a part of. And you really get to feel that when you meet people with the same passion at these live events. And
you feel less crazy.
Yeah, we're normal.
Or everyone is as crazy as you. Same level of craziness.
Yeah, I mean, we are the normal ones. The people that don't like Eurovision are the ones that are a bit weird, I think. But yeah, and we said thank you to so many people, but I also have to say thank you to these three and everyone else who's part of Team Eurovoxx that has contributed. We're a team that's always getting bigger. We've got people from many different countries in Europe, and without everyone's involvement, Eurovoxx wouldn't be a thing. So I hope you guys and all of the rest of the Voxx squad at home have a fantastic Christmas and New Year, because you deserve it. Unfortunately, we don't get that much of a rest because we've got Albania coming up in a few days. And yeah, keep a check on our YouTube channel for some coverage from Festival i Kunges this year. I can see Clara's eyebrow going up and down, and she knows why. Clara's got a flight to catch in a couple of days, so make of that what you will. We're just going to quickly say hello to Francesca Hager. Oh, and I have to say thank you to you, Francesca, because you've joined so many of our lives as well. And yes, we're looking forward to catching up with you in Torino next year. It's going to be with us before we know it. I can't believe that we've already done Junior Eurovision and we've already got almost 3 songs. Next week we'll have 3 songs selected for Eurovision, unless there's any other surprises. Very quickly, because we are going to wrap it up, Dan Clam wants to know favourite Christmas food.
Pigs in blankets.
What is that?
Christmas. It's sausages wrapped in bacon. So the sausage is the pig and it's wrapped in a blanket, which is bacon.
Nice.
Good choice. Do you have that in Canada, Stu?
My family doesn't do it, but I think that other families do. For me, it's a little bit more of the typical North American turkey dinner with, so it's like turkey, gravy, stuffing, mashed potatoes, roasted veggies, could be anything. And yeah, that's more or less it. And of those foods, my favorite would probably be the stuffing. Stuffing's great.
That's literally what I was about to say.
Yeah.
Sage and onion stuffing, right?
Which one? Sage
and onion stuffing.
Yeah, we do. So we do 2 types of stuffing. One's a more traditional one with the breadcrumbs, and then another one's a wild rice stuffing. And that's the one that I make. Both of them are probably equal on par for me. The more traditional one is a little bit more festive, let's say. The other one's a bit healthier, but both are great.
Clara, how about you?
I'm going to go with a dessert with nugget. It's I like the Alicante nugget, which is white. It's with almonds, so it's like solid. It's like a sweet that it's become solid and hard, and it's made of honey, sugar, and almond, and it's just delicious. And it's really hard, so you have to like really.
I have tried this before, and it's nice.
Yes.
When I was living in Spain, I spent Christmas actually in the UK with my family in the UK, and I brought them all different types of torrones. So some of them got that type, some of them got the softer variety. But I was like, everybody's got to have these.
Yes. Yes. So it's called turrones, and the one I like is turrón duro or turrón de Alicante.
Oh, might have to try that. Sarah Halloran loves pigs in blankets as well. And also the turkey clavs. You're saying you loved carp. Wow, filled carp fish. Okay. I'll be honest, I don't really like fish at all. So I'll leave that one to you, clavs. And Sarah O'Halloran, that's just weird. I'm sorry. There's one thing that I don't like at Christmas. It's definitely Brussels sprouts. Ooh.
I actually like them.
Me too.
My sister made me try one a couple of years ago. She said, if you have one, I'll have one. And she ate it and she could swallow it. And I put it in. I had to run outside because go. Ugh.
So then I assume you don't eat like broccoli or asparagus then?
I love broccoli and asparagus, but really? Just Brussels sprouts. Yeah, Brussels sprouts.
They're so similar.
They're kind of like bitter tasting because everyone was saying, "Oh, it's just like a mini cabbage," and I can eat cabbage, but Brussels sprouts just, I don't know, they just look weird and horrible, and they don't taste very nice to me. But I have to say, Stu, I'm with you. I'm a huge fan of stuffing at Christmas. It's always my favorite part. I could literally eat a whole thing of stuffing to myself.
Yeah, totally.
It's I've never thought about my favorite Christmas food, but that's always the one I would love to go back. And if you can do good roast potatoes, goose fat or duck fat, nice and crispy on the outside, nice and fluffy on the inside. So there you go. Torron is very popular in Italy too. ESC Matt Gaga, you're not joining the Sprouts Brigade. Good. And you also love stuff. Yes. Let's have a look. Joanne Johnson, your turkey is stuffed with sausage meat. Sounds good. Cinnamon rolls. I do love cinnamon. I mean, I eat cinnamon rolls all year round, but I do love things flavored with cinnamon. And Clav's filled carp is typical Christmas and New Year's dish in Latvia. You know, it'd be great is to see some of the Christmas dinners from when you have them, because it'd be nice to see how different they are. Fernanda, Brussels sprouts are bitter and tend to be very much inside. They're just disgusting. But I think that's it, guys. Matt is asking when FIK is. It's in a few days' time. So the 27th, 28th, and 29th of December. So the final is on the 29th. And Bakura is saying, don't forget about the American Song Contest in February. Well, it looks like it is definitely going ahead. So they've been advertising it on NBC. So I'm sure we'll be back at some point when we have more news to talk about that. But guys, I'm just going to say a huge thank you to literally everyone watching, you guys here, everyone in the Voxx squad at home. I'm going to wish everyone a very, very Merry Christmas, whatever you're doing. I know some of the people I know, unfortunately, having to isolate, so they're going to be spending Christmas on their own. So just stay positive, guys. If you are spending it with your families, make it a special one this year, because it's been a rubbish couple of years. So I really value that time that you're spending with your loved ones. And yeah, I guess we'll be back in a few days, because Eurovision doesn't stop. It doesn't let Christmas get in the way. And yeah, guys, we'll say goodbye.
Bye. Merry Christmas. Feliz
Merry Christmas, guys. Bye.